Welcome to the KK TV.
Make sure you guys subscribe to our channel.
We do doll videos, Roblox, baking, and vlogs.
We also do short films such as The Story of Crazy Face, and we also do Talking Hot Show.
A special thank you to Blue Blood Sports TV. Thank you so much for your support. We will continue to work hard and bring you more content. Bye!
Show support. Subscribe to KK Penson TV. If you got children, if you got nieces, if you got nephews, if you got little cousins, if you have friends that have kids, make sure they subscribe to KK Penson TV. Please do that. Show love and show support.
Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. This is Amanda the Real Deal Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Hi, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Janita.
And you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight, undisputed world champion, currently the WBO welterweight world champion, and is widely considered the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford, is running short and running out of time for a valuable opponent before the end of 2020. The recent announcement of Fox and Showtime has eliminated 2 possible opponents on the list that his promoter, legendary promoter, CEO of Top Rank, Bob Arum, stated that were options. Sergey Lipinets and Yordenis Ugas now have scheduled fights, and they are now off the board. So you have to eliminate Sergey Lipinets and Yordenis Ugas. You also have to eliminate 2-time welterweight world champion Showtime Shawn Porter off the list because he has a fight scheduled. Now Shawn Porter has an early fight coming up, so his fight is coming up in August. So it's still a possibility for Shawn Porter later on in the year. But you also have to eliminate Manny "Pac-Man" Pacquiao, 8-division world champion, legendary, iconic Filipino superstar boxer, and currently the WBA welterweight world champion, Manny "Pac-Man" Pacquiao, because Bob Arum says the revenue is just not there and they can't stage the fight with big money in the States without fans, without live gates. So that eliminates Manny Pacquiao, as Bob Arum says he still wants to engage in negotiations for a possible showdown outside of the country. But he's running short on and limited with investors willing to put up the money for this mega showdown, which would have to be pay-per-view and possibly outside the country would have live gate. But that's not an option, right? As Bob Arum stated that Manny Pacquiao has walked away from the negotiation table. Also, Mikey Garcia, 4-division Mexican world champion superstar boxer, seems like to be in the running and in the lead to land the Manny Pacquiao fight. If you notice, Manny Pacquiao wasn't announced on the Showtime and Fox on schedule, upcoming schedule, but you hear nothing of what's going on with Mikey Garcia as well. And when you hear nothing, that usually speaks volumes that there's more than likely things taking place behind the scenes for that fight to come to fruition. So that eliminates Manny "Pac-Man" Pacquiao out the equation. Yordenis Ugas off the table. Sergey Lipinets off the table. Shawn Porter possibly for the future, because Shawn Porter has a fight coming up early, so he could be ready for later on this year. But more than likely, that doesn't seem like an option. Are they willing to put up the necessary money to land the opportunity to face former unified welterweight world champion Keith "One-Time" Thurman? That's a possibility, but is Keith Thurman going to enter into serious negotiations? Keith Thurman stated that, that's a fight that he has to be fully healthy, fully prepared, and fully focused for with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. So I don't know how interested Keith Thurman would truly be in fighting Terence Crawford, coming straight away off the loss from Manny Pacquiao and injuries. So I don't know how interested Keith Thurman would be for this opportunity. But Terence Crawford is running out of viable opponents. Kell Brook was a reported opponent, but Kell Brook, due to the fact that we have the pandemic, due to the fact that there's travel restrictions, Kell Brook is limited because he can't come to the States, and Terence Crawford can't travel out the States. So that opportunity seems to have fallen by the wayside as well. But when you look at big fights like undefeated, unified WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Earl the Truth Spence Jr., he has a big fight announced for November 21st against former 2-division world champion, former unified junior welterweight world champion, and former WBC welterweight world champion, Terence Bud Crawford. Danny Swift Garcia, excuse me. Their fight has been announced, and that's a mega fight for November 21st. So I don't understand what the holdup is on the part of Terence Crawford. Why hasn't there been a mega fight announced for Terence Crawford? Why is it so difficult for Terence Crawford to find a viable big fight opponent? One has to wonder, what's the holdup? What's the problem? Why is it taking so long? Why is it such a struggle to land big fights for Terence Crawford? Right? You know, Terence Crawford is going on 33 years of age in September. So Terence Crawford doesn't have all the time in the world. You understand? Terence Crawford needs to start getting these mega fights, at least seriously important fights. Not that all the fights that he already previously had weren't important, but I'm talking about now solidifying his legacy. And I know people are going to say, well, he's a Hall of Famer right now, currently, because he's a 3-division world champion. He was undisputed at junior welterweight. He's a welterweight world champion. So he's a Hall of Famer right now. But I'm talking about, enshrining his name to not be forgotten like some of yesteryear's past legends and fighters. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? You know, Terence Crawford hasn't had that, a marquee name opponent yet on his resume. He just haven't had it. And it's time for Terence Crawford to get that marquee name opponent on his resume. You understand? And so now you have all these guys are slowly but surely not being available that are big names in the welterweight division for Terence Crawford, and is stagnating his career, in my opinion, as far as, going down in history in the memory book. The sport of boxing is what have you done for me lately? Out of sight, out of mind. So it's very important for Terence Crawford to land these big fights. And like I stated, you have all of these fighters that seem to be available, like Bob Arum stated, Sergey Lipinets, Yordenis Ugas, Sean Porter. These are guys on the list that Bob Arum said Manny Pacquiao were on the list to negotiate with to try to get over the hump for Terence Crawford in the immediate future. But it's not happening. It seems like as if somebody's dragging their feet in this equation. I would love to see Terence Crawford in these mega fights because he has all the skill set, all the tools to be successful. And that's just what the fans are calling for. The boxing pundits are calling for. The boxing media. You just want to see him in more, at least 50-50 fights. Not lopsided fights. So you want to see Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter, Terence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao. And the Manny Pacquiao situation, I know was out of Terence Crawford's hands because Bob Arum said he put a halt to it. Manny Pacquiao, according to Bob Arum, was pricing himself out, asking for $20 million. They didn't give it to him, but then he landed $20 million against Keith Thurman. So the money was available. Bob Arum then came out and said he didn't want to see Manny Pacquiao get hurt and the passing of the torch situation, so he stagnated it. He stopped it. He prevented it from coming to fruition for Terence Crawford. That's a huge opportunity missed in the career of Terence Crawford if he should never land the Manny Pacquiao fight. And Manny Pacquiao was asking for $20 million. He asked for $20 million against Keith Thurman. He got it. He asked for $20 million against Terence Crawford. They said no. So these are missed opportunities for Terence Crawford and his legacy. So it's time for him to have these career-defining moments and pay-per-view mega events with these huge fights. Now we know one mega fight is obviously Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. That's the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. Everybody wants to see it, rightfully so. But until then, until that gets to over the finish line, right? You have to have these super fights in between. The Sean Porters, the Danny Garcias, the Keith Thurmans of the world, the Kell Brooks, your Dana Sugas. These are the fights that the fans, the public, the boxing world are calling for. And slowly but surely, his opportunities are slipping away. Hopefully something gets announced pretty soon. Because it will be a shame to not see Terence Crawford with all the talent in the ring with the upper echelon in the welterweight division. So let's see how this all plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace. More Modern Day Slave out now. Go get your copy. Pariah Administrations presents More Modern Day Slave. You can hear a sneak peek coming up right now. Listen to the sneak peek. Then go to SoundCloud and support the grind. Support the business. Let's go. Let's get it. Support More Modern Day Slave right now. Let's listen to this sneak peek.
Interactions with a bass head, sing his eyes for the bass hit him. He was soul searching for his place, too late to judge him. I'm addicted to his payment. Stay a boy and stay paid vacation, trying to take my babies to the caves, enjoying the fruits of all their hard labor. But for right now, stay down and stay patient. I don't convert from niggas stuck off in the matrix, trunking peace sampling, they with killer faces. Every soul around us won't be syndicated, not up in the process of being renovated.
Hey, this is Jasmine. Thank you for watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, soy Jasmine. Gracias por ver Sangre Azul Deportes TV. Gracias.